How to make striped thigh highs. This particular project is part of my panty and stocking costume. And first we're going to cover how to make a regular fitted thigh high and then how to pattern it into stripes. Starting with measurements, I need to know my basic length and width of my leg. I measure from upper thigh to toe, as well as around my thigh, and I get a basic rectangle to start with. This just allows me to better see the pattern I'm working with, so I can then draw out the shape of my leg and foot. I like to fold the fabric in half so there will only be one seam line, and I start marking out my measurements starting with my thigh, and then a little lower at my knee. I am pinning where I want to be sewing, and I finish up with my calf and ankle measurements. I use the length of my leg to figure out where they should land on the pattern, ending with a little trace drawing of my foot. I make sure to leave room for seam allowance and give this a good old pin before sewing it shut. Then I work on cutting the excess, and wow, once I've got a fitted shape, I'm ready to start my pattern. Look at that nice fitted thigh high. I want the stripes to be as uniform as possible, so I'm making sure to measure and cut each one. I'm leaving a little extra room for the top stripe because I'm going to be hemming it. You definitely want to plan your stripes. You don't want to end up with too many or too little. But anyway, with my pattern done, I can now apply this to the actual pecan blue fabric that I'll be using. I like to fold my fabric in halves or fours just so I don't have to cut out quite as many stripes. It's just quicker and cuts down my workload, but it does take pretty sharp scissors to cut through so many layers of fabric. So anyway, we're gonna finish cutting up these stripes. We got to do some blue, some teal, and once we're all done, it looks like this, a mess. And then we sew it all together. I like to sew horizontally first before then zipping up the side. As you can see, it looks a little crazy from the back, but then it looks great when you're done. Wow, look at her.